Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to deconstruct a masterclass in micro-horror. We're talking about a complete story told in a single terrifying sentence. We're going to break down exactly why it's so good at getting under your skin.
It all kicks off with a simple question. How scary can one phone call really be? I mean, we think of our phones as lifelines, right? Connections to safety. But this story is about to twist that whole idea into something truly nightmarish.
The author doesn't waste a single second. The story immediately starts building this foundation of unease, and it does it with just two really simple elements: the time and the person on the phone. First off, the time, 2:45 a.m. That's not just late, that's the dead of night. It's the so-called witching hour, a time when our defenses are way down, our minds are a little fuzzy, and every single creak in the house sounds like a threat. The whole world is asleep, and you are utterly alone.
And then, cutting right through that silence, the phone rings. It's a familiar, trusted voice, your mother's. The request is simple, it's urgent, but it's not alarming. Not yet, anyway. It's a voice you've trusted your entire life, a symbol of safety and comfort. This is our baseline, our sense of what's normal.
Okay, so now the story takes that feeling of safety and just completely shatters it in the very next moment with an impossible, terrifying contradiction. And this, right here, is the core of the horror. The protagonist is suddenly faced with two conflicting realities that just cannot exist at the same time. Their mother is on the phone, standing outside, and their mother is asleep upstairs. Both can't be true, and the logical part of our brain just starts to short-circuit.
You see, this isn't just some clever plot twist. It's a direct psychological attack. The story is literally weaponizing the concept of cognitive dissonance. That intense feeling of mental discomfort and rising panic, that's the horror taking root, not in some monster, but right inside the characters and our own mind.
And of course, our minds just race to find a way out. Could it be a prank call? Are they dreaming? A wrong number from someone who just happens to sound exactly like their mom? We're desperately searching for a rational explanation to fix this, but the story is about to slam that door shut.
So let's get to the climax, which just unfolds with breathtaking speed. It escalates from a psychological puzzle to a very real, physical threat in just a few words. The protagonist does exactly what we would do. They voice the contradiction out loud. It's this desperate plea for reality to just make sense again, you know? It's their last attempt to hold on to the logical world they understood just moments before.
And this is where the story makes its terrifying pivot. The moment they question their reality, the physical environment betrays them. The door opening on its own means the threat is no longer just a confusing voice on the phone. It's real, it's present, and it is now in the house.
As soon as that physical threat appears, the one connection to the outside, the call itself, is severed. The line just goes dead. And this is a masterful move. It removes the source of the mystery while leaving the threat behind, trapping the protagonist in complete and total isolation.
So, the crucial point here is that the story's real genius isn't in what it shows us, but in everything it leaves out. The horror doesn't end, it just begins in our imagination. By cutting off right at the peak of terror, the story denies us any kind of closure. We don't see what came through the door, we don't know what happened to the protagonist. We're left hanging in this void of pure suspense, and our minds, trying to fill in the blanks, will almost always invent something far more terrifying than any author could describe. When you really break it down, this one sentence gives us a perfect four-step blueprint for creating powerful horror. You start with something safe and normal. Then you introduce an element that breaks all the rules. Third, you make the threat real and immediate, and then you just stop. You let the audience's fear do the rest of the work.
And in the end, we are left with the one question that truly matters, the one that will echo in your mind long after this explainer is over. Who or what was behind that door? The story never tells us, and that is why it's so unforgettable.